Hi, welcome back to the CPAPstore.ca YouTube channel. Today we're going to be looking at the Paykel Brevida. This is a great nasal mask. There are, I guess, some pros and cons depending on your face shape and your nose shape, but we're just going to have a little bit of an in-depth walkthrough on this mask here. Now, before I get started, I just want to say that if you're watching this before December 1st, 2022, you can still take part in our AirSense 11 giveaway. We're giving away an AirSense 11. All you have to do is sign up on our website and then subscribe to the YouTube channel. You really don't have to do that much. It's not like you have to buy in to get an entry. You literally just have to subscribe and then you can sign up. And it's as easy as that. One thing to note is you may notice that we don't have that many subscribers, hence why we're doing the giveaway. So your chances to win are pretty good. Now let's dive into the mask here. So this is the Brevida. It's connected to an AirSense 11. Okay, I'll just put this off to the side here. We have the longer climate line tube connected to the shorter tube of the mask. As you can see, there's kind of a quick release here. Where it connects to the mask is a 360 swivel. Just make sure you're doing your braking technique versus the straight pulling technique. If you pull, that's when the quick release comes out. So it's good to go to the washroom. Obviously, you're gonna have this elephant trunk, but to remove the whole thing, you're just gonna bend it just like this. Okay, and it swivels pretty easily there. So now looking closer to the mask, we have this ball joint here, 360 swivel, and you can kind of see, it's a kind of, oh, fell off this guy. Let's put him back on here. You can kind of see that it's movable, I guess you could say. Hence, that's why they use the ball joint. At the front, you see that there's a diffuser here. There's little dots behind it, and then kind of like this fabric or like maybe some sort of synthetic wool-esque material, and that's actually keeps the noise down. And it also doesn't shoot a jet of air into your partner's face. So the diffuser is quite nice, and it does actually work. It is actually a very quiet mask. Moving into the nose piece, we'll talk about this in a second. We have clips, not magnets, something to note there. The magnets or the clips on other Paykel masks are very good, such as the Vitera, the Twist. I think they won an award for like arthritis, like best arthritis clip or something like that. With the Brevida, it is more generic. It is a little tougher to like get in and out, but because the mask is pretty easy to take on and off, I think that's why they went with clips, and they didn't worry about it too much. And of course, people with pacemakers or just other medical equipment are going to want clips because just that peace of mind alone is worth it. Even if, you know, you're allowed to use magnets or a very small magnet with your pacemaker, it is nice to have that peace of mind. We have the fabric here. It has a little bit of stretch to it, not too much. The back is a little more stretchy than the front. We have Velcro just like this, and then it goes into the back. We have a little bit of light branding there. Very minimal, and you spread this apart on your head to fit it. It kind of does the job. It definitely stays on your head. Because Eric is so slippery, it's, you know, you can see it. Is it as secure as something like an ESON mask? No. Look, this is like a single piece of string, so no, but it does a pretty decent job. Now looking at the, I guess the nose piece here, the pillows, you can kind of see there's two pillows encased by like this, almost like a cradle. It's like a cradle and a pillow combined. And what that does is when you have your air pressure going through that mask, this outer cushion, this outer cradle is gonna additionally suck to the sides of your nose. So you're gonna have the sealing power of a pillow itself as well as the cushion around it. And then we have kind of like these little wings of joy on the side. I think they're supposed to resemble a bird or something like that. But you have these little wings, and they are like the stability wings, so that when you have your pillow pushing to the side, your little soft cushion can stay nice and sealed and it doesn't move all as one. Do I find that it works? Kind of. I do feel like when my head is really pushing against the pillow, this does kind of push upwards a bit, but that's kind of what you're gonna have when you're dealing with such a low profile mask with limited straps. It's great for people who sleep on their back, people who sleep on their side, whether their face is clearly not interfering with the pillow. But with someone who really jams their face into the pillow, or like someone who kind of sleeps on their stomach, a lightweight minimal mask like this may or may not have the best seal for them. Now at the front here you see the blue, kind of this is where you can pull, so you can put your fingers on the stability wings, grab that blue part and pull it off, just like that. And we can see the Visi Blue, and the Visi Blue just, it looks kind of nice, and it can remind you where things go. So again, if you look a little bit close up on this here, I'm not sure if you can see this, but definitely a unique design with a very good seal. So pros and cons of the mask. The first thing is that it is a very quiet mask, and I do find that let me put this thing back on first. It's kind of like hard. You have to hear the click. Let's see if I can hear the click. I think it's on. Okay, this is going to be a con. I'll talk about this in a second, but there it's on. Okay, so pros. Very quiet mask. The diffuser works quite well. I find that the whole 360 is good. The wobbly is good. The quick connect is good. This is a very nice lightweight tube, and it's a minimalistic mask. It folds really small, and generally it has a good seal. Those are the pros. The cons that I found, and please, please, please write in the comments if you think that my cons aren't valid. Well, they're valid to me, but everyone has a different head, so I guess everyone's gonna have a different opinion. But for me, I don't love this mask for myself, because when I am putting my head next to the pillow, I do find that these hard plastic pieces kind of push into the side of my face and then move the whole thing up. And I have a very low cartilage nose, low structured nose, squish, squish, disgusting. And so if anything moves on my face, like something squishes, it like literally closes my nose. And I do find that kind of happens with this mask for me, okay? And then the next con, I guess, would be the clips. I think magnets are easier for a majority of people. And then the last thing, which you just kind of saw there, it's not the easiest mask to take this off. And I find like there's no like satisfying click to when you put it back on. There is a click, but sometimes you hear it, sometimes you don't, and then you wonder if it's on properly. So just the ergonomics of that. But that's more of a cleaning negative, not really a mask negative or a sleeping negative. Okay, let's put this on. Oh, I forgot about this con. All right. So for me, you might have noticed in other CPAP videos that I do complain about my ears. I have large ears that are kind of upwards, and I do find that this touches my ears and kind of digs into my ear. The mask strap, and I've looked at other YouTube comments, and I found that some people did write that the mask strapness is a little awkward. So maybe they're also finding it a little bit awkward. It is a little awkward. But that being said, even though it is touching, it doesn't really dig, or it's not that uncomfortable. It just touches. Some other CPAP masks where it's just like a centimeter or an inch above my ear, it is, chef's kiss. But when it does touch my ears, it's definitely not a pro. It's not a huge con, but it's definitely not a pro. The mask itself seals quite well. Like I said, when I'm kind of pushing into the mask, it still has a seal. So a lot of nasal pillow masks or cradle masks, when you push your mask at all, it'll like kind of have a worse seal or not seal properly and leak because there's such a minimal mask. With this, with the stability wings and the cradle and the pillows, it actually continues that seal quite well. But I find that because the whole unit pushes my nose to the side, because I have a weird squishy nose, it kind of blocks my airway, if that makes sense. Overall, I think it's a really good nasal option. I think if you have a structured nose, a more pointy nose like Eric here, he has more of a standard, I would say maybe Caucasian nose. I have this like squishy Asian thing. Well, that sounded like I don't like my heritage. I just have a squishy nose, that is all. So my mask selection is slight, if you will. But that being said, I think it is a very decent mask. I think it has very good pros to it. But if you are sensitive to the cons I mentioned, maybe try something else out. Another option, for example, would be the ResMed P10 mask. It doesn't have the cradle around, but it still seals quite well. I always found that this mask sealed quite well, even though it doesn't have like the extra kind of reinforcement stuff on like this guy does. And that being said, look how much smaller the nose portion is. Like, what do you think is going to interfere with the pillow more? This is like I would say 20-30% more mask stuff. Like, just like the elbow itself or the ball joint is so much bigger than this guy. So yeah, it moves, but look how much more it interferes. So it's kind of hit or miss. And also with the P10, it has like these plastic underneath the fabric that goes up. So as you can see, it totally kind of, if I put this on properly, it goes slightly enough above my ear so it doesn't actually dig in. So pro. I personally like the P10 better, but if you find that the P10 doesn't work for you, then maybe you're gonna have the nose where this guy's gonna work for you better. Either way, I hope this review kind of helped your buying purchase. We have videos on all masks that we sell, so do consider subscribing for that reason. We have a pretty good database of CPAP supply reviews and stuff like that. And if you are gonna subscribe anyways, just head on over to our website and sign up to win an AirSense 11. Like I said, winners will be announced December. Nella, you have to be quiet now, okay? All right. Like I said, winners will be announced on December 1st, 2022. Cheers.